Welcome to another in our series on how to set up a mobile office. My name is Bob Beekner. I'm with the Newcastle County Chamber of Commerce, and I'm the Director of Economic Development. We're here with our partner, Greg Plum from Brandywine Technology, bringing you in a second in a series of videos helping you set up a mobile office. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Greg. Greg?
Hey, thanks, Bob. So everybody knows the term Zoom at this point. I think it's been transformed. It's reached the iconic stage of being a verb as opposed to a noun at this point. So what we're going to do today is talk about why it's important and what can be done with it. So I've invited my trusted colleague who's very involved in many different technologies as far as an end user training standpoint, Aaron Udler. So Aaron, please take it away. This is your show.
Hey, thanks, Greg. Really appreciate it. So we wanted to answer the question, why Zoom? There's a zillion platforms out there, and we want to really focus, take this opportunity to focus on Zoom. There's a lot of pros and not many cons. So the first thing, it's easy, and that's what end users love about it. There's little to no training necessary. You can literally click around and figure things out, and how to set up meetings, how to screen share, how to mute people, how to invite others to the meeting. It's terrific. Admitting participants is a really cool feature. We live in a world where we all want power. It's really cool to set up a meeting, have participants come in, and you have the option whether or not to admit the participant. You just click a button. Greg, welcome to the meeting today.
Yeah, I think, isn't Aaron, one of the new updates they just put out is they're recommending for security reasons, which I know we're going to talk about in a bit, but they're recommending that you do turn that on as opposed to having people join automatically, that you put in there that they would enter the waiting room until they're admitted.
Correct. As of today, it's a default setting to admit participants. Now, if you're doing a session where you're going to have, several hundred people on a session, you may want to turn that off, right? If you're doing a company-wide meeting. But yes, the default setting is to admit participants.
Got it. Great.
You have two different access points. You've got the web access versus the desktop access. The web access, you can schedule meetings through the web. That desktop, there's a plugin for Outlook where you can just click on new Zoom meeting, and you can set up your meeting, invite your attendees from there. And then in the body of the email in Outlook, it will automatically populate how to access that Zoom meeting. The gallery view, something super cool. Think of the Brady Bunch. If you had 9 people in a meeting, you can all look up and say, "Hey guys," or look down, "Hey guys," and look around. It's fun, but it's also really easy to see everybody all at once. If you do have more than, I believe the number is 20 people on a call at one time, it does turn into multiple pages. So you'll see a page saying page 2, and you can see the other people in addition to the initial 20. So there's 2 versions that are super popular right now. Obviously, the free one's out there. Anybody can sign up for it. The website's zoom.us, and you can sign up for it. And it's, you get a 40-minute time limit for your meeting. Once you reach 30 minutes, you'll see a countdown clock. Only the host will see that, but you'll see a countdown clock at the top of your video meeting. You're also limited to 100 participants. The business version, there's so many bells and whistles that you can add in, but it starts at $15 a month. You still get 100 participants, but there's no time limit, and you can run multiple meetings a month.
And I think with the business one, you can also add in a phone line, right? So instead of just joining using the computer audio, you can use a regular phone to connect as well.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. When the user starts the meeting, rather when the end user starts the meeting, they can click on join phone audio, and there'll be a participant pin, so that when the participant calls in, everybody can see, oh, it's Greg that called into the meeting today.
Great, perfect. The other thing, I'd say keep an eye out. You're right with that 40-minute time limit, but I'm hearing rumblings that might be dropped or modified or whatever, because Zoom has done, I think, a spectacular job of really stepping up and really doing the right thing for industry. And now they're getting slammed, right? You're seeing a lot of some negative press about the security, but let's face it, they're the only company that I've seen that's really stepped up to the level that they have, to the degree that they have, and really made it so society could continue as best it could with very few glitches. But let's talk about the cons. I mean, what are you hearing out there?
Yeah, security is huge right now. I know with elementary schools, actually, I should say public schools, um, when the schools in today's day and age during COVID-19 first went to Zoom classroom, everybody was saying, "Oh, this is great. It's low cost. It's free. Whatever it is." But there was tracking information that Zoom did not disclose in their original agreements. I believe Zoom has since updated it, but I think the damage has been done. And I think that's why also Zoom has the admit feature now as part of that security. Some of the security issues were tracking cookies, admitting people into meetings that should not be in the meeting or the classroom. I know at the federal government level, agencies are no longer using or no longer allowed to use Zoom, and they have to use other products such as Microsoft's or Cisco's or some of the others out there.
Well, I mean, I'm seeing, I'm a regular user of this platform as well as other platforms, and I'm seeing updates come out almost every other day. So I know a lot of that is around the security features that they're implementing. You know, some of the recommendations I've seen are there's two types of meetings. You want to talk a little bit about the types? I know there's a standing meeting, I guess like a personal meeting room, and then you can have scheduled meetings as well.
Yeah, so every day Greg and I meet for an hour from 9 to 10, and we just have a regular meeting. It's a standing meeting that goes in through the Zoom, and we both click on the link and we start our meeting, and we can have our normal chat. If it's a one-off meeting, and Bob and Elise and I, we're going to be getting together, and we're going to talk about business at 2 o'clock on Tuesday. I can schedule a one-off meeting with them so we can connect.
And then after that meeting, that link goes away. So I think that Zoom is actually suggesting as an additional security layer, use this scheduled feature because it's up. You have your meeting. When you're done, it goes away. And then also appending a password. That's when you schedule it, by default, it actually sets up a password, and you have the option of keeping that or shutting it off. But Zoom is recommending that you keep that. So I think that's probably a good idea. Anything else? I mean, anything that, somebody who's looking at trying to try Zoom for the first time should know about initially?
Yeah, I think because it's free and easy, just try it. Just give it a shot. Go to the website, download it, click on the links, play around with it. It's fun. It really is. It's think about the first time that everybody had the opportunity to use FaceTime. It's a similar experience. It's just fun.
I agree with you. And it's being used by there are yoga classes, there are, the classrooms that are happening this way. My kids are going through Zoom trainings. My daughter's soccer team actually meets by Zoom right now. It's crazy how it's being used. So I'm right with you. How about other tools right now that you're hearing about, Aaron? I think you've got a little bit, some information on that as well. There's another slide on that.
Oh, sorry. Some of the other cool softwares out there, obviously Microsoft Teams, that's really big. Teams does have some free options out there as well to compete with Zoom. Pexip, that's a really cool platform. So as of today, Zoom and Microsoft, they cannot connect video together, right? They're competing companies, they can't talk together. Pexip provides a video bridge that allows Zoom callers to connect to Teams callers. Super cool. And it's not just for Zoom and Teams, it's BlueJeans, it's WebEx or Cisco WebEx Teams, and any type of cross-pollination.
So it's like a federation type platform?
You hit the nail on the head. It is like a federation type platform.
Gotcha.
Super cool. BlueJeans, they do this, they have a similar service as Pexip does as well. But all these 5 companies, they compete with each other. They all have nice platforms.
Well, and then you mentioned Teams, so I know we're going to be definitely presenting Teams in another one of these sessions. And I think it's pretty interesting to note that Microsoft is not the Microsoft of old. It certainly has, they get it. They play very nicely in the sandbox. They've realized that Zoom has some features that people like, so they've made it so you can actually launch a Zoom meeting right from within your Teams platform, from the Teams interface. I think that's pretty interesting as well.
Yeah, super cool. I was on a call actually the other day with some bigwigs at Microsoft. And 10 years ago, Microsoft did not have any intention of being a telco or a telephone company. And today, they're, I believe, the largest telecom or telephone company in the world. It's kind of amazing, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, we will be doing another one of these on Teams later in one of the future sessions, and I think that's it. If you want to, I think check our last slide. That's it? Yes, thank you. So, look, with this, Bob, Elise, Aaron, thank you all very much. I mean, we're pretty excited to bring some of these tools out to the Newcastle County members, the chamber members, and those that are involved with the Emerging Enterprise Center. So thank you all. Stay tuned for more. We've got a whole series coming, and thanks for your time, and be safe.